Like, it looked like a library threw up in my room, and I love it.
If you wanna hit the road, then let's go then.
Hey you guys, what is up? It is Brienne, and I'm back for another video. I'm back for a really exciting video. I am wearing my Texas A&M education shirt to celebrate. So if you don't know me, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, which honestly it probably is, I'm very new here. Hello, hi. I am a education major at Texas A&M, and I plan on teaching early elementary to like middle elementary. So I think that my goal would be anywhere from 1st to 3rd grade. And I have been introduced to the wonderful world of thrift shopping for books. I know a lot of teachers on YouTube say do not start buying books until you find out what grade you're working with. There's lists of things that they're like, buy this before you start teaching, but don't buy this. And I have such a passion for language arts and children's literature that I just can't help myself. I started last week and I already have, drum roll please, 109 books for my future kiddos. I have anything from really low picture books to a little bit higher chapter books. I'm sitting in a mess of books, and I'm just gonna start and kind of go through and show you what I have. Yeah, only 2 of these were purchased at full price from Barnes & Noble last semester when I was teaching a lesson in my junior methods class. I needed some books on, I wanna say I needed some books on integrity or something like that. One of them was bought on sale from Barnes & Noble, and then all of the rest of them are from some form of Goodwill, or thrift store. So I'm gonna go through softcover picture books first, move on to hardcover picture books, and then show you guys some of the chapter books that I'm currently collecting. So let's get into this. My first stack is right here. Okay, so this is It's Okay to Be Different. This is a really quick picture book. There's not a lot of words per page, but we read this in my kindergarten classroom, and it's just a really good message for kiddos, and it was in great condition. This is Meet Denitra Brown. This is a Coretta Scott King honor book. I was very careful to look for books that are representative of all kinds of backgrounds and cultures. I want children to be in my classroom or library looking for books and being able to see themselves in the characters. This was just such a great find, and it is in really good condition. I have King Bidgood's Bathtub. This is a Caldecott honor book. I pretty much pick up any Caldecott or Newbery book that I see. I have a Pete the Cat book because these are pretty popular. This is another Caldecott honor book. This is The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Stupid Fairy Tales. I've actually seen this cover everywhere, but I've never read through it. But the pages and the artwork are really cool in here. As you can see, I think I can find some really good read-alouds in here. I found a great copy of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which I think we are all familiar with this from our childhood. This is an amazing children's picture book. I also found Miss Nelson is Missing, which is another one I recognize from my childhood, and again, great condition, amazing read-aloud story. Big fan. This is No More Pencils, No More Books, No More Teacher's Dirty Looks. This is a cute one to read at the end of the year. That is my first stack. One of the Goodwills I went to had a bunch of books from this company called the PJ Publishing Company, and I had never seen it or ever heard of it, so I did some research. They are a Jewish children's book publishing company, and each one of their books has a recipe in the back. So I actually found out that if you are Jewish and you have Jewish children, you can sign up for this company's book subscription, and they send you free children's books every month, which is amazing. So found some of them at a Goodwill. So this is Little Red Ruthie, a Hanukkah tale. So it is a twist on Little Red Riding Hood, and that way when I put out my holiday books, not all of them are Christmas books. This is Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, which I read as a child, and I didn't even realize this was Jewish literature. Maybe the author is Jewish? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some research. And then this one is A Sick Day for Amos McGee, and I read this entire book in the Goodwill because I was intrigued by the pictures and I loved it, and then I went home and looked it up because I was like, who is this author? I must have more of them. And this is actually a Caldecott either winner or honor book, so yay that I picked that one up. These are probably my like super low books. These are all picture book like series books, and I think that these are really good transitional books for kids who are moving up to chapter books so they can get used to reading books about the same characters. So these are really low, but I recognize all of these from my childhood and they were in good condition, so I just couldn't pass them up. So I have 2 of the Rainbow Fish and Friends books. I have 3 of the Berenstain Bears. Berenstain, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. I have 3 of those. I have 3 of the Clifford's books. I used to love Clifford when I was little, so I couldn't pass them up. I'm probably not gonna collect too many more of these types of books, just because I don't want to like flood my library with a bunch of these, because these aren't my favorite quality literature wise, but they are really fun picture books either way. And then I got a ton of the Little Creature series, so if you recognize this guy, I mean, I know I did. This is the one that I got the most of because these were the easiest to find. So those are all of my like picture book series books. I have 2 more Caldecott books. I have One Fine Day by Nani Hagrogian. That's probably wrong. And The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. Both award-winning books. And then my last little stack of children's picture books. You've seen these first couple of ones, so I'm just gonna flip through them. This is a regret purchase already because I loved Maisie when I was little, but I actually like went through and read this book and it's just super low, like almost borderline preschool low. The pictures are really cute and stuff like that, but I probably won't be collecting any more Maisie, even though I loved her. That's probably gonna be my only one. Again, if you watch the vlog where I was student teaching, you've seen all of those ones. These 2 I was excited to find because these are nonfiction picture books, and I'm trying to have a good mix of nonfiction and fiction in my classroom for those kiddos that are interested, or just for making sure that my kids are getting I keep saying this word, but like a diverse reading background. So this is Getting to Know the World's Greatest Artist, Da Vinci, and then this is a Jackie Robinson book. It's First in the Field. I have a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs book. Everyone loves this book. I have a couple of the Fancy Nancy series. I should put these with my series picture books, but got some of those. This is Glasses, which I think is a good book to read. Oh, it's a doggo. Oh, it's Ashley's dog. That's what's moving around. This is a good book to read if one of my kids gets glasses. I know it's kind of hard for elementary level kids to get glasses. They feel like they're gonna get made fun of, they're gonna get picked on. So I figured I would read this if any of my kiddos ever come to school with glasses. This is Mice Twice. This is probably the book that's in the roughest condition just because there was like a sticker on it that you can see. There was a price sticker that didn't come off, and like the spine is a little bit cracked, but that's okay. It is a Caldecott honor book, so I picked it up. I have A Visit to China. This is a Chris request. This is Frog and Toad All Year. I guess he read these as a child and he was like, you have to have this in your classroom. So here you go, Chris, there it is. And then this is Duck and Cover, which is just a cute little picture book. Okay, this is Just As I Am. This is a really low picture book. It's almost like a baby book, but the story and the message in this book is really cute, and it is a little bit longer. I know you couldn't tell that by what I showed you. So this is The Shivers in the Fridge. This is a really cute book about magnets that get stuck in the fridge. This is Magda's Tortillas. This is a Forward Magazine Book of the Year finalist, and I really love this book because it's in English at the top and then it's in Spanish on the bottom half of the page, and I read the whole thing at the thrift store and I loved the story, so I had to pick this up. This is Purplicious. We actually analyzed Pinkalicious in my children's literature class, so I found Purplicious in a hardcover, so I picked it up. This is Not a Box, and this is a Theodore Seuss honor book, and it's one of those books that only has a single sentence per page, but like the most of the story is told through the illustrations, and it's like this really cool cardboardy material, so I picked that up. I thought it was an interesting one. This is Bambi, which again, I'm not buying any more Walt Disney books because these are really easy to find at garage sales. This is a book I purchased full price. This is All Are Welcome. This is a book I purchased on sale at Barnes & Noble. This is Goodnight Goon. This is a book I purchased full price. This is The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig. If you've never looked through this book or read it, I highly suggest it. 2 Splat-the-Cat books, and then 2 Berenstain Bear books just to go along with my soft cover ones, but again, I'm not collecting these anymore. Moving on to chapter books. Most of these are like series that I'm collecting, and then some of them are like singular books. I found a ton of them today at the at the thrift store I went to. So, very exciting stuff. First 2 books I don't think are even connected. They just have a similar title. So this is The Chocolate Touch, which I read like 5 times, I think in 5th grade. And this is Chocolate Fever, which I don't know if these go together, but I like both of them. This is the Artemis Fowl Files. I had never heard of this, but Kim from Elementary and the Mitten talks about these all of the time. So I picked this one up just to kind of start the collection, but I'm pretty sure this is like a bonus book or an extra book because just the way it's laid out. I may just be unfamiliar with the series, and that could just be how they're laid out, but I need to look into that. This is going to be borderline almost too high for any grade levels I want to teach, but you never know. I may have one kid that is just an excelling reader, so I'm really just buying everything. I have one of the Spiderwick series. These are really small, teeny tiny chapter books. These became popular, I think, my like 5th grade year. And this is The Great Escape. I have one series of Unfortunate Event books, which is The Miserable Mill. I tried to get into these when I was younger, and I didn't enjoy them. I loved the series of Unfortunate Events movie that came out, but I know that these are super popular, so I'm going to collect them for my kiddos, even though I don't personally love these books. This is Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes. I read this again when I was younger, and I enjoyed it. Again, just representative literature. This book is amazing. If you've never read Rules, you for sure should. It's a really, really good book. This is a little bit higher level. It's decently long. There's no illustrations in it, but the storyline of this book is amazing. It is a Newbery Honor winner. So even if you are 21 like me, read this book. It is so good. I got The Whipping Boy, which I have never heard of or read, but it is a Newbery Medal winner. And it was in like brand new condition. Like, I don't think anyone's ever read this. I have 2 Minecraft books because I feel like I might have some reluctant readers, and I know that this is a really popular children's game right now. So even if they are just reading game guides. That's exactly what these are. They're like how to play the game. They're still getting practice with literature, and I don't care what they're reading as long as they're reading, and these are in really good condition, so I just picked them up. This is the best Christmas pageant ever, and I vaguely remember reading this. There was like 8 copies of these at the thrift store that I went to, so I'm assuming someone had a class set, so I know that they must be good if someone had a class set. This is a series that I am unfamiliar with again. This is Nate the Great, but I found these and I looked through them, and they're really good transitional chapter books because they're like shorter with a bunch of pictures, but they're still built up like a chapter book. So I really liked these. Now getting into my series books, I have 3 of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I have the first one, I have Ugly Truth, and I have Dog Days. I have a ton of the Magic Treehouse books. I have 4 of the research guides. So I am trying to build up a nonfiction library as well as fiction, even though I am not a nonfiction reader. I am an avid fiction reader. These are Antarctica, Rainforest, Knights and Castles, and Ancient Greece. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the story book series. This is a series I'm very familiar with now at my age, but I didn't read them when I was a child. My 3rd graders that I work with now love these. This is the Weirder School series. So these are all Weirder School, if you can see that. And I didn't know that these were different from Weird School. So I have a couple of the Weird School. This is one of the nonfiction Fast Facts books. This is a holiday special. This is a Weird School, and these are all Weirder School. So hopefully, I'm assuming if a kid's reading these, they'll probably want to read these too. But now I just randomly have book 17 of a probably like 25 book series. So I'm gonna have to collect both of those now. I'm fully committed. And the last stack of books, the last of my 109. There is a new nonfiction book series, at least new to me. I didn't read them when I was younger, but they could have been around, that my 3rd graders love and all of the YouTube teachers talk about. That is the Who Is, Who Was, Where Is, What Was, yada yada yada, nonfiction book series. So all of the ones I have found are people, so they're all who is or who was books, so biographies. And I've found them at a multitude of Goodwills and thrift stores. 4 of them I found at the same one, and then all of the other ones I've just found individually, randomly. So these are 3 of the ones I found at the same place. So someone was obviously an avid baseball fan. This is Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, moving on, this is Davy Crockett, Leonardo da Vinci, Princess Diana, and this one I found today, this is Elvis Presley. Did I talk about, I also am collecting, I don't know if I already mentioned this stack. If so, I'll cut this scene out, but I'm also doing Junie B. Jones, so I have 7 of them. 5 of them have these polka dots on them, and then 2 of them are the books I remember reading. So I don't know if this is like an old series and then she wrote new series to like be more applicable to like kids nowadays, or if these are in the same series but these are like the revamped, like refinished book covers that they're doing now, and these are just the old book covers. So let me know, or I can look it up. Did you read these Junie B. Jones, or did yours look like this? Mine looked like this, not like this. But I have 7 of those. Okay guys, so I am done boring you with my book haul. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up down below. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content. Also, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, click that button down below as well so you don't miss an upload. I upload on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you are a teacher, a student teacher, an education major, or just someone who maybe has kids, or maybe you're a kid yourself, check the thrift store for books before you buy them full price, because I have 109 books sitting around me and I spent right at $84 for everything you see. Today I bought 17 children's books in amazing condition for $6.50. I paid in all quarters. Sure, the thrift store lady was a little bit annoyed, but it was so worth it. And I do not regret anything, and I am so excited to be building my classroom library for these future kiddos who may not have access to books, or who just may not even have an interest for reading because they haven't been able to find the right series or the right book or the right level of book. And I'm just so excited to get to put these to use one day, and I probably won't stop buying them because that's just who I am. Once I start something, I get like OCD. I'm very like much a collector of things. Like Build-A-Bears, when I was younger, I bought like 20 of them. Like Webkins, I think I had like 30, and now it's like children's books and I already have 109, and I don't even teach for a year and a half, but at least I know that my classroom library will be stocked and my heart will be full and my children's minds will also be full, and I'm just so excited. But I'm done gushing about all of that. I'm sure that you have had enough of me, so I will see you guys on Friday in the next video.
Let's just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live life golden.